You are so incredibly tired right now, and it is not the kind of tiredness that a few hours of sleep can fix. It is a deep, bone-aching, soul-level exhaustion that seems to have settled into your very cells. You feel it behind your eyes, heavy and pressing. You feel it in the lethargy of your limbs. You sit there, looking at everything you are supposed to be doing, the endless lists, the messages waiting for a reply, the worldly expectations piling up at your door, and your physical body is simply saying, no. And then comes the guilt, the overwhelming, crushing, suffocating weight of the guilt. The Matrix has conditioned you so deeply that even when your soul screams for a necessary pause, your mind punishes you for listening to it. You sit in the quiet, and instead of peace, you feel a creeping, cold anxiety. A whispering, deceitful voice that tells you that you are falling behind, that you are wasting precious time, that if you stop, even for just a moment, everything you have worked so hard to build will completely collapse. You feel like the black sheep who just cannot keep up with the relentless, grinding, soulless pace of everyone else around you. You see them running, hustling, constantly moving like programmed machines, and you wonder, what is wrong with me? Why is it so hard for me to just exist today? There is nothing wrong with you. Listen to me very closely. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. This heaviness you are experiencing right now is not laziness. It is not a failure of character. It is a divine intervention. What you are feeling in your physical body, the stiffness in your neck and shoulders, the thick brain fog that makes it hard to string a simple sentence together, the sudden, intense desire to just cancel every single plan, turn off your phone, and hide away from the noise of the world. This is a physical symptom of a massive spiritual recalibration. You are a chosen one. Your energetic makeup is completely different from the heavily programmed sleepwalkers surrounding you. They run on the dense, artificial fuel of the Matrix. They are powered by low-frequency stress, by petty competition, by the frantic, ego-driven need to consume and conquer. You are not built for that frequency. You never were. You were forged in a higher realm. Right now, in the unseen dimensions, your energy field is undergoing a massive upgrade. You are pulling down incredibly high frequencies of divine light and grounding them into a very dense, heavy physical plane. Do you have any idea how many energetic calories that burns? Do you realize the sheer magnitude of the spiritual warfare you have been unconsciously fighting just by walking into a crowded room or interacting with deeply unhealed, parasitic people? Feel the rhythm of your own breath right now. Notice how shallow it might have become from all the worldly anxiety you have been carrying. Take a deep, slow pull of air into your lungs and let it out. Feel the vibration in your chest. That heartbeat is a drum of victory, not a countdown to failure. You have survived every weapon formed against you, every narcissistic attack designed to shatter your self-worth, every demonic setup meant to derail your destiny. You fought actual battles in the spiritual realm last night while your body was supposedly asleep, which is exactly why you woke up feeling like you had run a marathon. Your physical vessel is exhausted because it is doing the heavy lifting for your soul. You are processing collapsing timelines. You are actively shedding generational curses that your bloodline has carried for centuries. You are physically detoxing from the toxic environments and the energetic vampires who have desperately tried to drain your life force for years. When you feel that sudden drop in energy, that immediate, undeniable need to just lay down and be completely still, it is the universe pulling the emergency brake on your life. It is the Most High wrapping a heavy, protective cloak around you and commanding you to hold your position. They want you to feel guilty for resting because a rested chosen one is incredibly dangerous to the Matrix. The system relies on your exhaustion. It feeds on your frantic, scattered energy. When you are constantly moving, constantly stressed, you cannot hear the voice of the Creator. You cannot download the divine instructions meant specifically for your path. Tonight, stillness is enough. You do not need to do more. You do not need to prove your worth by how much you can produce or how much pain you can endure. The simple act of your existence, holding the frequency of pure light in a dark world, is the greatest work you could ever accomplish. Breathe into that realization. Let the guilt dissolve entirely. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. Nothing. Just rest. Just be. Let us pull back the veil. Look beyond the physical exhaustion and the mental fog. What is actually happening when you feel this profound, immovable weight? When your physical vessel completely refuses to participate in the endless, spinning charade of the matrix. You must understand this. You are not malfunctioning. You are under divine reconstruction. Right now, in the spiritual realm, massive waves of high-frequency plasma and divine light codes are actively anchoring into your energetic field. You are undergoing a sacred metamorphosis. You are downloading a completely new operating system for your soul, one that operates on the frequency of truth, sovereignty, and undeniable power. Upgrading your spiritual hardware requires an immense amount of energy. Think about a device that is undergoing a major system update. The screen goes dark. It becomes totally unresponsive. If you try to force it to work, if you impatiently press the buttons and demand it to perform, you will corrupt the system and destroy the process entirely. You are that device, but on a cosmic divine scale. The Creator has deliberately put you into a spiritual sleep mode because the upgrades you are receiving are too powerful, too intense for your waking consciousness to process while you are moving. The stillness is not a punishment for being lazy. It is a sacred incubator. It is the divine cocoon where the old, fragmented version of you is dissolving, and the new, untouchable version is being seamlessly assembled. You see, you have recently broken a fundamental rule of the Matrix. You stopped reacting. You stopped feeding the energy vampires who thrived on your emotional responses. You walked away from the karmic loops, the toxic family dynamics, and the superficial connections that were actively siphoning your life force. By making that silent choice, you have shifted your vibration so violently, so radically, that your physical body is experiencing spiritual whiplash. You are vibrating entirely out of the reach of the dark forces that used to track you easily. But this elevation comes with a physical toll. As your frequency rises, it literally burns away the dense, low vibrational attachments that were hooked into your aura. Every single time an energetic cord is severed, whether it was tied to a narcissistic partner, an envious family member, or a deep generational trauma, your body feels the shockwave. The heavy exhaustion you feel is the physical aftermath of a major spiritual surgery. The Most High is operating on you, cutting away the dead weight so you can finally ascend unhindered. And just like any patient recovering from major surgery, your only job right now is to lie still and heal. The dark forces, the architects of this matrix system, absolutely despise your stillness. They want you out of bed. They want you deeply anxious. They want you producing, consuming, and worrying, because anxiety is the specific low-frequency food they feed upon. When you are still, when you refuse to engage with the frantic illusion of the 3D world, you starve them out. In your utter stillness, you literally become invisible to demonic radar. Your silence creates an impenetrable shield of pure, blinding white light. This is exactly why the urge to do nothing is so overpowering tonight. It is a protective measure implemented directly by your spirit guides and guardian angels. They are telling you, hold the line, do not move, let the enemy pass. They are hiding you in the secret place of the Most High while the storm rages outside. The chaos of the world is reaching a deafening crescendo, but inside your sacred space, there is only the slow, steady hum of divine preparation. Do not fight this heavy, beautiful silence. Sink into it. Let the weight of the world slide off your shoulders and crash to the floor. You have carried the heavy, toxic burdens of everyone else for lifetimes. You have been the healer, the listener, the shock absorber, for a deeply sick and unhealed society. But tonight, the universe is officially relieving you of your post. Your shift is over. The spiritual ledger is balanced. Tonight, your only spiritual assignment is to completely surrender to the stillness. While you are wrapped in this heavy, sacred silence, I want you to look out at the world you have just disconnected from. While you are lying there, feeling the deep physical exhaustion of your spiritual upgrade, what do you think is happening on the other side of your boundaries? They are absolutely panicking. The matrix system and the deeply unhealed, narcissistic individuals who operate within it are experiencing a complete energetic meltdown because of your stillness. You must understand the physics of the spiritual realm. These people are not self-sustaining. They are energetic parasites. For years, they survived by plugging their shadowy, heavy cords into your brilliant, high-frequency light. They relied on your empathy. They banked on your tendency to over-explain, to apologize, to bend over backwards, to keep the peace. You were their infinite battery pack. Every time they created physical chaos, an argument out of nowhere, a passive-aggressive comment, a manufactured crisis, they were extracting a spiritual reaction from you. They were harvesting your emotional distress to feed their own empty souls. But tonight, they are met with a brick wall of absolute silence, and it terrifies them. Have you noticed the physical symptoms of their panic recently? Have you received a random text message from someone from your past, just checking in? Have there been sudden, bizarre attempts to drag you into family drama, or karmic partners suddenly trying to provoke a reaction out of you? Have you noticed how their manufactured emergencies seem to magically appear the exact moment you decide to focus on your own peace? This is not a coincidence. This is a desperate, scrambling attempt to see if their energetic hook is still attached to your spirit. They are pulling on the fishing line, and for the first time in their lives, they realize the line has been completely severed. Emotionally, they are drowning in their own toxicity. When a narcissist or an energy vampire can no longer project their darkness onto a chosen one, that darkness bounces right back onto them. They are being forced to sit with their own inner demons, their own crushing insecurities, and their own massive karmic debt. They are looking at you, expecting you to save them like you always did, but you are finally refusing to play the savior. You are refusing to carry their luggage. You are letting them face the consequences of their own deeply flawed actions, and they despise you for it. They will call you selfish. They will call you crazy. They will try to rewrite history to make you the villain. Let them. Their words hold zero frequency in the realm you are entering. On a spiritual level, the demonic entities that operate through these matrix agents are literally starving to death. They feed on low vibrational frequencies, fear, guilt, shame, and anxiety. When you choose stillness over reaction, when you choose peace over conflict, you cut off their food supply entirely. Your silence is not passive. It is an aggressively powerful weapon. It is a blinding, white-hot frequency that incinerates their dark attachments. They thought you were weak because you were kind. They mistook your profound patience for a lack of power. But as you pull your energy back, as you sit in this heavy, divine stillness, they are finally realizing who they have been messing with. They are realizing that you are not a victim. You are a dormant volcano that has simply decided not to erupt for their entertainment. Your power over them is absolute. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to send a single message or defend your character. Your total, unapologetic withdrawal from their low-frequency game is the ultimate checkmate. The matrix system is sounding alarm bells because a high-level prisoner has just walked out of the cell and the guards are powerless to stop it. They are watching you ascend, untouchable and silent, and it is shaking the very foundation of their false reality. Stay in your stillness. Let their kingdom collapse while yours is being built. Let us go deeper. Beyond the physical exhaustion, Beyond the frantic, scrambling panic of the Matrix and its agents, we must look at the supreme, overarching architecture of your existence. Why is this happening to you, specifically? Why were you chosen to endure this heavy, isolating, and utterly profound transformation? You must understand the ancient, metaphysical truth of your bloodline. Before you ever took your first physical breath in this dense, three-dimensional realm, a sacred contract was signed. A divine decree was issued in the high courts of heaven. You are not a biological accident struggling to find a purpose. You are a deliberate, strategic deployment of divine light, sent behind enemy lines to dismantle a corrupted system from the inside out. Look at your physical reality right now. Look at the empty rooms. Look at the silent phone. Look at the relationships, the careers, and the geographical locations that have suddenly and violently fallen away from you over the past few years. The Matrix desperately tries to convince you that these losses are failures. It wants you to look at your physical isolation and feel a deep, agonizing emotional shame. It wants you to grieve the loss of people who were actively poisoning you. It wants you to feel the heavy, hollow ache of loneliness, to convince you that because you do not fit in, you are broken. But this physical clearing, this intense emotional void you are sitting in, is the exact fulfillment of cosmic law. It is the law of divine resonance in full effect. As your spiritual frequency elevates, your physical reality must mathematically and magnetically reflect that new vibration. The dense, heavy, parasitic energies of your past literally cannot survive in your new atmosphere. They are burning up upon re-entry. The friends who only loved the broken version of you, the jobs that demanded your soul in exchange for a paycheck, the family members who used your light to cast their own dark shadows, they did not leave you. You outgrew their frequency. The Creator violently shook your physical reality to evict the trespassers from your sacred land. You are experiencing the death of the ego, and ego death is emotionally agonizing. It feels like a profound, bottomless grief because you are mourning the survival mechanisms that kept you alive in the Matrix. But spiritually, this is the grand prophecy of your life coming to fruition. You are a starseed. You are the cycle breaker of your ancestral lineage. For hundreds of years, your bloodline has been trapped in a repeating, low-frequency loop of trauma, poverty, addiction, and narcissistic abuse. The dark entities that rule the Matrix counted on you to inherit those chains. They expected you to run the same heavy, miserable programs as your ancestors. But the Most High looked at the timeline of your family tree, pointed directly at you, and said, "It ends here." Your sheer existence is a threat to the kingdom of darkness, because your DNA holds the actual blueprint for the new earth. You are a living, breathing tuning fork. When you simply walk into a grocery store, your energetic field begins to silently dismantle the demonic structures around you. When you hold your peace instead of arguing, you are collapsing a dark timeline. When you choose to rest instead of hustle, you are actively starving the Matrix of its power source. You are not waiting for a savior. You are the ground crew that the Creator sent to assist in the saving. Your intense exhaustion is the physical result of carrying the energetic weight of this global shift. You are literally anchoring heaven to earth through your physical vessel. The universe is entirely dependent on your frequency. That is why God has commanded this season of stillness. He is hiding you in His pavilion. He is shielding you from the collapsing debris of the old world. You are the prophecy wrapped in flesh, completely untouchable, utterly sovereign, and protected by legions of angels who are standing shoulder to shoulder around your bed tonight. Let us completely seal this timeline. Right now, exactly where you are, I want you to surrender your physical body entirely to gravity. Stop holding yourself up. Stop tensing your muscles in preparation for the next attack. Let the mattress, the chair, or the floor take the entire massive weight of your physical form. Close your eyes. I want you to take the deepest, slowest breath you have taken all day. Inhale the pure, blinding, white light of the Creator. And as you exhale, push out the dense, dark, heavy matrix programming. Push it completely out of your lungs. Push out the false urgency. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Relax the strained, tired muscles behind your eyes. Your physical vessel is completely safe here. You are heavily protected in this exact coordinate of time and space. Now, we must purposefully sever the emotional cords. I command you to release the overwhelming, suffocating need to be understood by people who are actively committed to misunderstanding you. Let it fall away. It is not your job to translate your divine, high-frequency language for those who insist on speaking the dense, chaotic language of the Matrix. Release the crushing guilt on your own peace over their manufactured emergencies. The heavy loneliness you feel in your chest right now is not a punishment. It is a sacred, necessary quarantine. Embrace it. You are emotionally untethered from the sinking ship of the old world. You do not owe anyone a single explanation for your boundaries. You do not owe the world an apology for your profound healing. Your silence is your absolute sovereignty. Claim it at this moment. We are now stepping into spiritual activation. Listen closely to the frequency of my voice. I am speaking directly to your spirit, bypassing the logical, frantic, programmed matrix mind. By the supreme authority of the Most High, by the unbreakable divine laws of the universe, I now call forth an absolute and impenetrable shield of high-frequency plasma light to completely surround your aura. I command every parasitic entity, every demonic attachment, every generational curse, and every narcissistic projection that has tried to latch onto your energy today to instantly wither, detach, and burn to ash in the presence of this divine fire. They have no power here. They have absolutely no jurisdiction over your timeline. You are officially untouchable. I call upon your highest, most powerful spirit guides, your guardian angels, and the benevolent ancestors of your bloodline who dwell in pure light to stand guard at the four corners of your energetic field. Let them stand as a terrifying, blinding wall of fire between you and the chaotic, low-vibrational entities of this crumbling world. May your sleep tonight be deeper than it has been in years, restorative, heavy, and completely undisturbed by the frantic noise of the Matrix. May your spiritual downloads be crystal clear. May your DNA activate with the ancient cosmic wisdom that has been lying dormant within your cells for lifetimes. You are the chosen one. You are the blinding beacon in the dark. You are the storm that clears the path for the new earth. This is your divine decree. The energetic upgrade is complete. The old compliant version of you is dead, and the new, sovereign, immensely powerful version of you is now fully online. If you feel this absolute truth vibrating in your bones, if your soul recognizes the exact, undeniable frequency of these words, you must physically anchor it into this 3D reality. Seal this prayer and claim this protected timeline by typing "I am protected and I am at peace" in the comments right now. Make the physical declaration. Subscribe to this channel to stay permanently locked into this divine, untouchable frequency. We are gathering the army of light, and your presence here is no accident. Rest now, chosen one. The spiritual battle of the day is already won. Your only job left is to simply be.